Simpler. Have you ever noticed something strange? The moment you tell people about your big plans, the excitement slowly disappears. The dream that once burned inside you suddenly feels weaker. Why does this happen? Why do many successful people stay silent about their goals? Because sometimes the fastest way to kill a dream is to announce it too early. Today you'll discover why keeping your plans quiet can multiply your chances of success and why silence is often the strongest strategy. Simpler. Every great achievement begins as something small and delicate inside the heart. A vision is not born as a mountain, it begins as a seed. At first it is quiet, almost invisible, known only to you and felt deeply within your soul. That early stage is fragile. Just like a seed planted in soft soil, it needs protection, patience, and care. If the seed is exposed to harsh winds before it grows roots, it can be destroyed before it even has the chance to rise toward the sunlight. Your dreams are exactly like that. In the beginning, they are vulnerable to the opinions of others. Some people will question you. Some will laugh in subtle ways. Others will try to convince you that what you want is unrealistic, impossible, or too ambitious for someone like you. Their words may not sound harsh, but they can slowly weaken your confidence if you allow them to reach the deepest part of your mind. And the painful truth is that most people speak from the limits of their own lives. They measure your dreams with the ruler of their fears. They judge your future based on their past. When someone has never climbed a mountain, they will naturally believe that the peak cannot be reached. That is why protecting your vision is not arrogance, it is wisdom. Not every idea needs to be announced. Not every plan needs approval. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is keep your dream close to your heart and quietly work on it day after day. There is something deeply spiritual about this process. Many times, the vision placed in your heart is not random. It may be a gift, a calling, or a test of your faith. Throughout history, people who carried great missions were often misunderstood in the beginning. Their visions looked strange to the world because the world could only see the present, while they were guided by something greater than the present moment. Faith teaches that when a sincere intention is placed inside your heart, it can be a form of guidance, a reminder that you are capable of more than what you currently see around you. But faith also teaches patience, humility, and quiet perseverance. Not everything that God places in your heart needs to be announced to the crowd. Some blessings grow stronger in silence. When you protect your vision, you protect your energy. You protect the fragile confidence that is still learning to stand on its own. In those early days, doubt can feel louder than belief. A single careless comment from someone close to you can shake the excitement that once felt so powerful. You may have experienced this before. You felt inspired. You imagined a different life. Your heart was filled with hope. Then you told someone about your idea, expecting encouragement, but instead you heard laughter, skepticism, or indifference. Suddenly the dream that once felt bright begins to fade. You start questioning yourself. You wonder if maybe they are right. That moment hurts more than people realize. Because a dream is not just an idea. A dream is a piece of your identity. It is connected to your purpose, your hopes, and your belief that life can become something better. That is why wisdom tells you to guard it carefully. When a vision is still young, it needs time to grow roots in your discipline, your habits, and your faith. It needs quiet mornings where you work while the world sleeps. It needs late nights where you push yourself forward even when no one is watching. It needs moments of prayer, reflection, and trust that the path you are walking has meaning even when the results are not yet visible. Sometimes the strongest protection for a dream is silence. Silence allows you to grow without pressure. Silence allows your belief to become stronger than other people's doubts. Silence allows you to develop the skills, knowledge, and resilience needed to bring the vision to life. And deep inside, there is an emotional fire that only you can feel. The feeling that your life was meant for something more. The quiet voice that whispers that your current situation is not the final chapter of your story. That voice deserves to be protected because once it grows strong enough, it becomes unstoppable. In a world that constantly encourages people to speak, post, announce, and share every step of their lives, silence has become rare. Yet the people who achieve the most meaningful results often understand a powerful truth. When you reduce the noise around your goals, your mind gains the space it needs to concentrate. Silence is not weakness. Silence is discipline. When you talk too much about what you plan to do, your energy begins to scatter. Conversations, explanations, and opinions slowly pull your attention away from the real work. Instead of building the future, you start describing the future. Instead of progressing, you begin performing. But execution requires a different environment. Execution needs focus. It needs mental clarity. It needs long stretches of time where your mind is not busy defending your ideas, explaining your vision, or responding to people's reactions. When you choose silence, you protect that mental space. Simpler. Think about how powerful concentration becomes when your mind is not distracted by outside voices. When no one is questioning your path, you don't waste emotional energy proving yourself. When no one is constantly asking about your progress, you are free to move at the pace that real growth requires. Silence allows your mind to enter a deeper state of commitment. Simpler. It becomes easier to wake up early and work on your goals because your attention is not divided between impressing people and improving yourself. Your thoughts become clearer, your priorities become stronger, your actions become more intentional. There is also a spiritual wisdom in this kind of silence. Many religious teachings emphasize the power of quiet reflection, patience, and sincere effort away from the eyes of the crowd. Simpler. Good intentions and sincere actions often grow stronger when they are protected from unnecessary attention. When a person works quietly with sincerity in their heart, they are not chasing praise from people. They are focused on fulfilling a responsibility, honoring their purpose, and trusting that their effort is seen by the one who truly matters. This creates a deeper form of motivation. You are no longer working for applause. You are working because you believe in the value of the work itself. Simpler. You are working because you know that every small step is building something meaningful in your life. The absence of noise strengthens your inner discipline, and emotionally, silence gives you strength. When you keep your plans private, you reduce the pressure of expectations. You don't feel the weight of proving something to others every day. Instead, you are free to grow quietly, step by step. This removes fear and replaces it with determination. Simpler. Your attention shifts from what people think to what needs to be done. Every hour becomes more productive. Every effort becomes more focused. Your mind stops wandering through conversations and returns to the path of action. The quiet worker develops a powerful rhythm, thinking less about recognition and more about progress, less about explaining and more about building, less about announcing and more about improving. Simpler. In that quiet space, focus becomes sharper, discipline becomes stronger, and the work itself begins to transform your character. There is a hidden trap that many people fall into without even realizing it. It feels good, it feels exciting, and in the moment it even feels productive. But in reality, it quietly steals progress from your life. That trap is the habit of talking too much about your goals. When you tell people about your plans, something unusual happens inside the mind. Simpler. The brain begins to reward you as if you have already taken steps toward that achievement. The compliments, the encouragement, the attention these things create a temporary feeling of accomplishment. You feel proud, you feel motivated, you feel like you are already moving forward. But the truth is, nothing has actually been built yet. No work has been done. No sacrifice has been made. No discipline has been tested. Simpler. Yet the brain still gives you a small emotional reward, almost like a celebration before the journey has even begun. That is what false satisfaction looks like. It is the feeling of achievement without the evidence of effort. It is the comfort of recognition without the weight of responsibility. And slowly, that feeling begins to weaken the hunger that real success requires. Because when the mind feels rewarded too early, it becomes less desperate to work. The urgency fades. The drive softens. Simpler. The fire that once pushed you to act begins to cool. Many people have experienced this painful pattern. They talk passionately about the business they will start, the body they will build, the skills they will master, the life they will transform. For a moment, those conversations feel powerful. People listen. Some admire the ambition. Some even praise the vision. But days pass, weeks pass, and the dream slowly stays where it started, inside words instead of actions. Simpler. Emotionally, this creates a quiet frustration deep inside the heart. Because somewhere within you, you know the truth. You know that you are capable of more. You know that your life was meant for growth, effort, and progress, yet the comfort of talking about the dream has replaced the courage of building it, and that is a heavy feeling. There is also a deeper spiritual lesson hidden here. Faith teaches that intention is important, but intention alone is never enough. A sincere goal must be followed by sincere action. Effort is a form of devotion. Discipline is a form of responsibility. When a person truly believes in the opportunity placed before them, they honor that blessing by working for it, not just speaking about it. Words alone do not change destiny. Effort does. Struggle does. Consistency does. The people who achieve meaningful things in life often protect themselves from this false satisfaction. They resist the temptation to talk too much about what they plan to do. Instead, they quietly direct their energy into action. While others are discussing their ambitions, they are building their habits. While others are announcing their future, they are strengthening their discipline. While others are enjoying the temporary excitement of attention, they are doing the difficult work that produces real results. Simpler. This kind of quiet dedication builds a different type of satisfaction, one that is not temporary, one that cannot be taken away by opinions or circumstances. It is the satisfaction of knowing that every day you moved closer to your purpose, the satisfaction of effort, the satisfaction of growth, the satisfaction of seeing small progress that only you understand. And that feeling is far more powerful than any applause that comes from simply talking about what you hope to achieve. There is a quiet strength in a person who chooses action over announcement. In a world where many people are quick to promise, quick to declare their plans, and quick to explain what they will do someday, the individual who simply works and produces results stands apart. Because achievements carry a power that promises never can. Words are easy. Anyone can talk about their intentions. Anyone can describe the future they hope to create. But results require something deeper. Results require discipline when motivation fades. Results require sacrifice when comfort is calling. Results require patience when progress feels slow and invisible. That is why achievements command respect. A promise can inspire curiosity, but a result creates belief. When people see the evidence of your effort, they no longer need explanations. They do not need convincing speeches or long descriptions of your vision. The work itself becomes the message. There is also an emotional strength in letting your results speak instead of your voice. When you stop trying to prove yourself through words, you remove the pressure of constantly defending your dreams. You no longer feel the need to argue with doubters or seek validation from people who may not understand your path. Instead, your energy becomes focused on growth. Every day becomes an opportunity to improve your skills, refine your habits, and strengthen your character. Slowly, the small steps begin to accumulate. What once looked impossible starts becoming visible. The effort that once felt unnoticed begins to form real progress. And one day, something remarkable happens. People begin to notice. Not because you told them to notice, not because you asked for their attention, but because the evidence of your dedication can no longer be ignored. They see the change in your discipline. They see the improvement in your life. They see the results that quietly grew while everyone else was talking. There is also a deeper spiritual wisdom in this principle. Many religious teachings remind us that sincerity is often stronger when actions are done quietly and humbly. When a person works with honesty and dedication without constantly seeking recognition, their efforts carry a purity that words cannot replicate. Actions done with sincerity have weight. Promises may impress people for a moment, but sincere effort builds something lasting. When your focus shifts from talking about success to working for it, your intentions become stronger and your character becomes more resilient. Emotionally, this path builds a powerful kind of confidence, not the fragile confidence that comes from praise, but the steady confidence that comes from knowing you have earned your progress. You wake up each day with a clear understanding of the work you have done and the distance you have traveled. That quiet awareness creates strength inside you. You no longer need to explain your journey because you can see the transformation for yourself. And the beautiful thing about results is that they cannot be argued with. Opinions may challenge your plans. Doubters may question your ability. But visible progress silences most criticism without a single word being spoken. Results remove the need for debates. Results remove the need for justification. Results remove the need for approval. They stand as proof of discipline, patience, and commitment. When you allow your work to speak for you, your life begins to communicate a powerful message to everyone around you. A message that success is not built on promises, but on consistent effort repeated day after day until the invisible work becomes undeniable reality. One of the most important lessons in personal growth is understanding that not everyone will understand your journey. And the moment you truly accept this truth, a heavy burden begins to lift from your shoulders. Many people spend years trying to explain their dreams to others. They try to make everyone see the vision that lives inside their heart. They seek approval, encouragement, and validation from friends, relatives, and people around them. But what they often discover is that the more they explain their dreams, the more confusion and doubt they receive in return. This is not always because people want to harm you. Most of the time, it is simply because they cannot see what you see. People interpret life through the limits of their own experiences. If someone has never taken a risk, they will naturally fear risk. If someone has never chased a big goal, they will naturally believe big goals are unrealistic. Their advice may sound logical, but it is often shaped by the boundaries they have accepted for their own lives. And when those voices surround you constantly, they can slowly affect your confidence. Doubt has a quiet way of entering the mind. At first, you feel excited about your direction. You imagine a different future. Your heart feels alive with purpose. But then you hear the same questions again and again. Are you sure this will work? What if you fail? Simpler. Why don't you choose something safer? People like us don't usually do things like that. Those words may sound small, but they carry emotional weight. When you hear them repeatedly, they begin to echo inside your mind even when the person who said them is no longer present. This is why reducing negative influence is not about disrespecting others. It is about protecting your mental environment. Simpler. Just like your body needs healthy food to grow stronger, your mind needs healthy thoughts to stay focused and confident. When you constantly expose your dreams to people who do not believe in them, you create a mental atmosphere filled with doubt, hesitation, and fear. And dreams cannot grow well in that environment. There is also a deeper spiritual lesson in this. Faith teaches that every individual has a path written for them, a unique journey that may not make sense to everyone else. Sometimes the vision placed in your heart is something only you can fully feel and understand. Not everyone is meant to walk the same road, and not everyone is meant to see the destination before you reach it. That is why patience and quiet trust become important. You learn to rely less on the approval of people and more on the strength of your belief, your effort, and your faith that the direction you are pursuing has meaning. When your intention is sincere and your actions are honest, you begin to trust that your path will unfold step by step. Emotionally, this creates freedom. You stop feeling the need to defend your ambitions. You stop exhausting yourself trying to convince everyone around you that your dreams are valid. Instead, you accept a simple truth. Understanding is not required from everyone. Some people will support you. Some people will doubt you. Some people will watch from a distance without saying anything at all, and that is perfectly okay. Your responsibility is not to make everyone believe in your vision. Your responsibility is to believe in it strongly enough to keep moving forward even when others cannot see what you see. When you reduce negative influence, you give your mind the space it needs to stay focused. You allow your confidence to grow naturally. You create an environment where determination becomes stronger than doubt and where the quiet voice inside your heart can continue guiding you forward. The strongest form of discipline is the kind that develops when nobody is watching. It is easy to appear motivated when there is an audience, when people are observing your efforts, or when recognition is guaranteed. But the real test of character happens in silence, in moments when no one is there to applaud your effort or acknowledge your sacrifice. Private discipline is where true growth begins. There are mornings when the alarm rings and the world is still asleep. No one would know if you stayed in bed. No one would question you if you postponed your work. Yet in that quiet moment, a decision is waiting to be made. That decision may look small, but it shapes your future more than you realize. When you choose to rise and move forward despite the absence of attention, you strengthen something powerful inside yourself. Discipline. This type of discipline is not built through motivation alone. Motivation can appear and disappear like changing weather. Some days it feels strong and exciting, and other days it fades completely. If your progress depends only on motivation, your growth will always be inconsistent. But discipline is different. Discipline continues even when excitement disappears. Discipline continues when progress feels slow. Discipline continues when results are not yet visible. And most of the time, that discipline is built in private. In the quiet hours when you study while others relax. In the late nights when you keep improving while others sleep. In the moments when you choose effort instead of comfort. These moments rarely receive recognition from the world. No one is there to celebrate your persistence. No one is documenting your struggle. From the outside, it may even look like nothing is happening. But internally, everything is changing. Every private effort strengthens your habits. Every small act of discipline shapes your character. Slowly, the person you are becoming begins to align with the future you are trying to build. There is also a deep spiritual wisdom in working quietly. Many religious teachings emphasize sincerity and action. True dedication is often strongest when it is done without seeking praise from people. When a person works privately with honesty and humility, their effort becomes more meaningful because it is driven by intention rather than attention. In those quiet moments, your work becomes a form of responsibility and gratitude. You recognize that the abilities you have, the time, the energy, the opportunities are blessings that should not be wasted. Using them with discipline becomes a way of honoring those blessings. Emotionally, this kind of private growth builds a powerful form of confidence. Not the loud confidence that depends on validation, but a steady inner belief that grows stronger with every disciplined action. You begin to trust yourself more because you know that you continue moving forward even when nobody is encouraging you. You understand your own effort. You witness your own persistence. You feel the transformation happening within you. And slowly, those private habits begin to produce visible change. What once required effort becomes routine. What once felt difficult becomes natural. What once seemed impossible begins to feel within reach. People may eventually see the results and admire the success, but they will never fully see the quiet discipline that built it, the unseen mornings, the silent sacrifices, and the countless moments where you chose growth even when nobody else was there to notice. One of the greatest misconceptions about success is that it happens suddenly. From the outside, it often looks like an overnight transformation. One day people do not notice you, and the next day everyone is talking about your achievements. But what the world calls an overnight success is usually the result of years of quiet work that nobody ever saw. Real success rarely grows in public. It grows in silence. Behind every visible breakthrough, there are countless invisible hours of effort. Hours of learning, failing, improving, and trying again. Moments when progress feels slow, when doubt tries to enter the mind, and when the results are nowhere in sight. This is the stage where most people give up. Because human nature wants quick rewards. People want immediate proof that their effort is working. They want signs that the path they have chosen is leading somewhere meaningful. When those signs do not appear quickly, discouragement begins to grow. But the people who eventually succeed understand something different. They understand that progress is often invisible for a long time. Just like a seed planted beneath the soil, growth is happening where no one can see it. Beneath the surface, roots are forming. Strength is developing. The foundation is becoming stronger with every passing day. From the outside, it may look like nothing is happening, but underneath, everything is preparing for the moment when the seed finally breaks through the ground. Life often works the same way. The hours you spend practicing your skills may go unnoticed. The discipline you show each morning may not receive recognition. The sacrifices you make while others enjoy comfort may feel lonely and difficult. Yet every one of those moments is building something powerful. Your knowledge becomes deeper. Your habits become stronger. Your character becomes more resilient. There is also a spiritual lesson hidden in this quiet process. Faith teaches patience and trust during times when results are not yet visible. Sometimes effort is a form of test and opportunity to prove sincerity, perseverance, and gratitude. When a person continues to work with dedication even when the reward is delayed, it shows a deeper level of belief. It shows that the person values the journey, not just the applause at the end. Emotionally, this stage can feel challenging. There are days when you may wonder if your effort is being wasted. Days when the progress seems too slow. Days when you question whether your dreams are realistic. But those are the moments that define your path. Because while others are searching for quick recognition, you are quietly building strength. While others abandon their goals when progress becomes difficult, you continue laying the bricks of your future one day at a time. And then one day the breakthrough arrives. The results that once felt distant begin to appear. The skills you developed in silence become visible. The discipline you practiced in private starts producing undeniable outcomes. Suddenly people notice. They see the success, the progress, the achievements. They assume it happened quickly, as if everything changed in a single moment. But you know the truth. You remember the quiet days when no one believed in your vision. You remember the invisible effort that slowly shaped your growth. You remember the silent persistence that carried you forward when recognition was nowhere to be found. Because success has always loved quiet work. It grows strongest in the shadows of patience, discipline, and faith, waiting for the moment when the invisible progress finally becomes visible to the world. So remember this, you don't need everyone's approval. You don't need to announce every move. And you certainly don't need permission to chase your vision. Work quietly, improve daily, stay focused. And one day, your results will make all the noise for you.